So we're going to do some quick balayage techniques that you can take back into the salon that's nice and easy for you to work with, and I'm going to take you through some ones that are my particular favourites. So first off, we've got a bob here, and as you can see, freshly cut, and I've sectioned it off already for us so that we could save time. I'm just going to clip this back here, and you can see I've basically gone from the ear, back of the ear, both sides there, and I'm going to paint it. And what that gives you is a lovely bright fringe and face frame, but it'll still be super soft. It's one of my favourite ones. Let me put my apron on and we can go from there. Everyone good? Great, great. Okay, so I'm using Blondie clay with 40 volume. And I've mixed it, and the consistency I've mixed it to is a cream cheese or icing on a cake, so it's quite thick, and that's what the clay is designed for, which is the great thing about the clay. Oh God, today. Having all sorts of problems with this stuff today. Sorry, usually quite good at it. Anyway, we're going to start with the face frame. And so I'm going to put my gloves on, obviously. Now this is a good one. It's a really quick one, so you can do this at the backwash. The basins, shampoo areas, after you've done your haircut, you can take her back, rinse, and then you can apply through there. Really easy one to do. Really nice, really commercial. So I'm just going to clip this back here. And clip this back this side for you as well. And then we're going to come in. I'm going to raise her a little bit. So this section here, what we're going to do is we're going to keep that all bright. So I'm going to clip it in two, like so, push that out of the way. And then I'm going to take this one off here. And I'm going to get my product and I'm going to load it onto my board. What you don't want to do is you don't want so much product on your board, and you don't want to put loads of products on this brush. So my pro tip to you is dip this brush only on the board, don't put it in the bowl that you mix with. Okay, I'm going to grab a little bit of cotton as well. Okay, first section. Split that section into two. There. Hold that up and basically get your product and load it in the middle. Load in the middle. Keep that tension tight, don't let that tension go. You start building the shape. Nice and easy. There. Now what you want to do, I'm going to bring that in a bit more for you, is you want to be feathered in at the root area there. So it gives you ribbons of lightness, not a harsh line. And then more product in the middle. That's it. So you're not pushing the product through. There you go. And then simply take those ends, put them on the board and saturate. Let me show you what that looks like. There. There, like so. Okay, so it's a big panel, but because you've gone nice and soft at the root area, it'll be good. Bring that down a little bit. Great. Take your next section, which is this one here, and do the same again. Pull your tension nice and tight. Make sure you don't miss any bits. When it's layered, it's slightly harder. Load and paint. Look at how I'm holding the brush. Now the clay is designed specifically for freehand. So what happens is that the surface of the clay dries out, but the underneath stays moist, so it's still processing. It's a big heavy paint, it's a quick paint as well. This is the great thing about it. So the surface dries harder, and I'm going to show you later what that looks like. And then just take those ends, that's it, and just saturate a little bit. Make sure you get everything in there. And there. So that's 2 pieces done already. You liking that, guys? Right, we're going to go on to the next piece, which is here, the front. So we're working around the perimeter, basically. I'm going to just, excuse my arms. There. I'm going to paint this too. Again, keep that tension tight. Load your product in the middle. The board isn't going underneath. It's going to give you a lovely, like that Alice band that Leslie does, lovely modern take on it. The more you do, the stronger it is. So for your fashion conscious clients, you can do more. And for your clients that just want a little taste of something, you can do less. There, look at that. And that connects directly into there. Take the ends and saturate. Lovely. Look at that. Okay. We're liking this. Load a bit more product on. And again, pick up this front piece. Pull it tight. And paint. This is lovely to do when you've got a darker hairline. Maybe a client has grabbed a little bit at the front. Maybe your client's just come out of lockdown and she's been doing home stuff herself because she hasn't been able to cope with the greys coming through. This is a great way just to break up that band for you in a commercial setting in the salon without having to give the client too much of a telling off, because of course we don't want to upset them, and they probably have felt terrible about doing it themselves as well. There we go. Look at that. Nice, hey? So look, we've worked around really quickly, and you can see it's high impact, which is really, really nice. Then we're going to go into our last section. I'm going to split that in two. Take a little bit more product and paint this as well. And again, just going to work slightly through there. Tension tight. Load in the middle. Paint. Load in the middle. Paint. It's great. You can see you've got ribbons of blonde going on there, really nice. And take the very ends and just saturate them. You saturate the ends only, and that just gives you a little bit of pop around the face. That's what that looks like. And finally, the last piece is here. There. Great. Hold that up. And paint. Look at how I'm holding my tint brush. I'm holding it slightly different. I'm not holding it like I was painting a foil, like that. I'm holding it on an angle. Keep it nice and soft. Catch those corners in there. Now, and literally just paint those ends, just to give it a little bit of pop. Boom. First one. So you can see that that's all just going to pop around now. The lighter it goes, the longer you leave it on. So you can leave the product on for up to 45 minutes. That's for up to 7 levels of lift with 40 volume. If you use 30 volume, you're going to get up to 4 levels of lift. You can leave it on for up to 45 minutes. I check it at 30 because I kind of think that's the way to go through there. But that's really quick and really effective. I'm going to just pop this down. We're in doll head heaven today. I wanted to show you quickly what that looks like on a slightly longer hair. So you get that high impact feel there, but it's still very, very soft. Cool, that's good, that's one down. All right, now let me show you the next one. I'm gonna bring this camera in a bit. All feels a bit strange. Now, short hair. Lots of people have hair that's short, and everyone seems to think that balayage is only for longer hair, which it's not, of course. It's for any length of hair. Now, if somebody came in to me and this was the haircut, I'd be like, oh, okay, I did this haircut myself the other day. Now, what we can see here is, of course, that all this layering through here, if you balayaged that, it would look really harsh. So I wouldn't necessarily do that. But when you start looking around the haircut and you can start to see some length coming in, that's where you can add some detail. That's where you can add your pieces of pop in there. And then this, of course, is the longest section. So this can be brighter. So you've got that already, that pow in there. And then through this side, again, it's too short through there for me to want to do anything, but I can do something on the surface. So I'm going to show you quickly how I would do this on a client. You like this? Good. All right. So first of all, we want to look at the haircut. How's it working? So for me, I feel like that and that sort of triangle section there is about literally where I want to colour. I popped some on this before because it was shorter. So I'm going to section this off. Like so. Just clean that up a little bit. Right, so we've got two sections. So it's just like a deep triangle. Do that for you. And let's start. Just let me get my clip. So I think that we can put something in here and something in there because it's just around the hairline. So it's important that you could do this at the basin if you wanted to. Really simple. Now again, balayage isn't just for long-haired clients. Take this little piece at the bottom, so it's right there. You want to paint that. These are what I call singles. Very lightly, paint it on. Bring your board in, saturate. There's your first one. Okay, so they're going to be really delicate. It is the Blonde Me clay lightener, yes. Next one, here. So just think about it, how you want it to look. It's very visual. And down. This again is a great way of brightening somebody up who's maybe done a tint at home, or maybe a client that's a little bit colour shy and she just wants to look a little bit sun-kissed. That could be nice for her too. You can see where the hair's starting to get longer. There we go. 3. I'm going to go on the other side and match that up. So with your clay lightener, you lift it up to the undercoat that you want. Remembering you're going to get up to 7 levels. And from that piece forward, then you pick your glaze out. So again, take this one here. There we go. I always remember years ago, a friend of mine talked about Jane Fonda having balayage, and I was like, oh. And the reality, of course, is that it's for any age group. Turn the lights on. So don't just think about it as your teenage girls, young girls coming in. Think about your clients who are having root tints, who are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, because what that gives them is it gives them a modern take on hair colour. And every woman wants to look relevant and fresh, and this is what it does. And you can see how simple this is as well. You could do this in the chair, you could do it at the backwash. There. There's your 3 pieces there. So all we've got to think about now is around the front. So because the parting is going this way, I'm just going to slip one here, because this is the longer section of hair that I was talking about, and one here. I'm going to show you. All we've done is just add a couple in there. just so that it all connects. So there's a flow of colour. Stronger here, going back into less there. Let's take this section now. And you can see how the hair's falling. Just take this like so. Lovely. Clip the rest of it out the way for a minute. There. Let's take this one. Take this a little bit bigger. Make sure that you connect the front in there, that you don't miss that out. There, that's it. Right down to the hairline. It's all moved. Huh. Great. That's one. And then we'll put one behind it. Just pick them out where you want them. Don't make it all regimented. That's two. So you've suddenly got a few more pieces in there. And then bring her up. And we'll do a little bit more. Clip that out the way. And here. Let's do one here, where it breaks. Always make sure you can go to the root. So you can see that one pops in there. I'm going to pop one in here. There we go. Oh. I'm going to put another one. Now, if this was in the salon, I would have a little visor over the client's face, just to protect. And this one here. Nice. Simple. And we'll section off. Remember, we're not trying to put thousands in here. We're just putting a few. Just pop a little bit of cotton underneath for that. There, hold it. So we're just putting a few in, just to change the shape of the haircut. Just want it heavy around the face, and then just a few scattered through the top. Show you what that looks like now. So you see we've got just a few pieces just popping through, just a few bits around the face. And so you're not putting loads and loads in. Keep it really simple. Now this piece, because it's the longest piece, I think should be a little bit heavier here. And so here we can just go a little bit stronger. And we can pull that piece up into it. There. That'll give us that lovely little swoosh just around the top. As long as it's soft at the root and you've feathered it at the root, it'll be good. There. Now what I want to do is just put another one here on this. I'm going to show you all. Now it's harder with layered hair, because if you put too much in, it won't be connected. And if you don't put enough in, it'll look a little bit odd. So you have to think a little bit about what the haircut's doing. And we're just going to pop one in here. There, something you don't like, just fix it. I think just one here. Let me show you that. So what that's done is you've got some lightness in there. I think we need one more here, this area here. But you can see that you've built that, a few little light pieces through there on a short haircut. Nice and commercial. Let me just pop that last one in here. Where is it? I think it's here. Go on tiptoe. And just paint. Cool. And I would leave most of that. I wouldn't go crazy. What you want is quick salon techniques, but I don't think you need to put loads in to create the movement that you want in there. So you've always got to think about the haircut, guys. You've got to think about what's in front of you, and so it's quite visual. But there, so she's got a few little pieces in there that'll just lift up really nicely, really softly, and then you can go from there with it. So again, a nice quick one to do in the salon. Now, with clay lightener, people are frightened of using 40 volume with it, but with clay, you will get up to 7 levels of lift. If you drop it to 30, you will only get up to 4 levels. Okay, so the preference is yours. We've been taught in Europe to go low and go slow, but clay is different for that. And the reason is because of the top of it seals over, no oxygen can get in there, so it needs a higher volume of developer to give you the lift that you want. And as with everything, the toner is dependent upon the undercoat. It always is, and it always will be. Now, pop you down there. There. So somebody with a little bit longer hair, some surface layers in there, so you can see that. Another one of my extraordinary haircuts. I say extraordinary because I don't usually cut hair. But we just want to do some surface work on this. So again, quick, friendly. I think that because of this, you want to see some power here, yeah? So that wants to be strong because that'll be sexy, and then that needs to match up, and then maybe just a couple of pieces all the way around it. Again, think about your haircut. Think about the base level. Think about how many levels of lift you're going to get, okay? So we're going to section this off. I'm going to do it in 3 sections. 1, and I'm going to show you. 2, 3. So from the parting, from the crown to the ear, from the crown to the ear. It doesn't have to be super symmetrical or anything. And then I'm just going to show you this. 1 second. Are you enjoying this, guys? Are you enjoying it today, even though we had a few technical problems? I hope you are. Now, all I've literally done, I've sectioned in a curve around the back. You can see that all these layers here are all there, so I don't need to go underneath. This is again about adding a quick service to a haircut. Jolly head is moving. So I'm literally going to paint a couple of pieces here, a couple of pieces on the top layer, and then I'm going to show you the face frame for it. This is the kind of stuff I do all day, every day in the salon. So I'm going to take a piece here, and I'm going to do a scoop underneath, so it's like a V. And you can see that that piece drops all the way down there, so that piece is covered. With your fingers, comb it through. Move around a bit. Good. Load in the middle. Go up a bit. Not all the way. Into like a deep V shape. You can see the shape there. Come down. There's nothing underneath, guys. Doesn't need anything to be underneath. And then literally saturate those ends. It's cool. There's our first piece. That's what it looks like. I'm going to add another one this side as well. Again, a deep V. see that. Just going to paint. Oh, there. And that as well. We've got two pieces there, but obviously it feels like there's something missing in the middle, so we must go in there. Now, the deeper this V here, the softer it will be. So the deeper that is, it gives you a softer, it gives you two little highlights and then something stronger through the bottom. The higher you paint that V, so that it's shorter that V is, the harder and heavier it will be. So it's about keeping it, for me, it's about keeping it super, super soft. Now, take that middle one. You should be able to see that there. Yep. And again, load in the middle, feather up, nice and soft, but not going to the root with this. I want it to have a really sort of lived in feel, great for colour shy clients. Also, if you've got clients who have done home colour and it's looking a little bit dark, but you don't want to do an all over cleanse, you haven't got time, it's a great way to just add some brightness to it. So there you can see the first three in there. And what we want is we want these surfaces to be quick in the salon. Now, as I drop this down, you can see that you can see the other pieces in there popping out. So all we need to do is just add a couple through here, through this surface. So it's all about surface painting. First one. Let's take that off. Better. Here we go. One. Just let me move this around. What's all going on today? Great. Hold on. It's better. Right. First one here. It's nice. Make sure you can see. Again, load in the middle. Paint up. And bring down, nothing underneath. And you can start seeing how it all falls in together. You can see the one underneath it too, which is great. Let's do this middle one. Move that out of the way. Great. Load in the middle. Keeping that V in there. These sides don't have to be equal or even. Come down. Nothing underneath. And then come over. And then you just need to do one on this side. Bring that through. Not as much hair there. Just take that out. So we'll just do a small one. There. You see how the clay just glides on? It's designed specifically for freehand work. I'm going to answer some clay questions soon as well. But you can see now that you've created a nice little bit of lightness in there. Simple shape. We've just got this top section to do. So I've followed the layers basically. And here, just want to go up a little bit. Just paint on that surface, glide it on. Another one. Pop one on here. think we just need something in the middle, so we'll just do a little one. Good. So, and then you'd see this little dark area here, so you've just got to just pop something in there, but you can see that that layer here is small and it overhangs here, so I wouldn't go crazy, just make the pieces a little bit smaller. There. So this is a great way to detail a haircut. You've suddenly, in a very short period of time, created a lot of light in there. Now let's go to this side, the heavier side. For me, really quickly, what I would do, think about where I started there. Right, so I've taken it at a slight diagonal to move with the hairline. I'm not doing a heavy face frame on this. I'm just going to take this piece here, and you can see how that drops over there, which is perfect. And we're just going to paint. I'm going to go higher around the face area, because that's where we want the lightness to be. And then we're not going to go high on the other side, so it's just very soft graduation of colour. There. See how that connects in? You liking this? I hope so. Cool. So again, follow that pattern again. Now, what you notice, and I'm going to show you, is that this is now turning into the fringe. So I want to capture that down there, and I want to add something in there so it's not dark. So again, stepping back from your client and having a quick look with your eyes is much better than just getting lost in it, okay? Right, let's do that again. Right. Now this is the bit, it's the bit that she's going to love because it's the face frame. From this side and see if it's better this side, might be. So we're going to paint what has happened today. There. That should be good. And take the whole piece, I'm going to pull it in from there. See? That's it. You can see that all starts leaning in. This lovely, soft. Saturate those ends. You've literally painted that lovely big piece, but look at that dark bit there. You've got to fill this bit here. So just simply come in, literally take that piece, and I'm like, yeah, this is what it is right here. And it is actually where the layer is, so it's actually quite easy to find it. I'm going to go up. If you see something you don't like, take the back of your tint brush and just comb it out. You're only painting on the surface, so it's okay. There. Still nothing underneath, guys. Come down and saturate those ends. That's nice. That's all connected. You're getting a really quick, very salon-friendly approach to it. I'm going to take another diagonal section, but quite big. I don't want us all to get caught up with doing too many. And here, we're going to do the same thing here. Let's bring this down a little bit. Great. So again, paint. I'm going to go high, not quite as high. And it's creating that bombshell blonde piece in the front. And again, it's up to you as to how light you get this. It's all about taste level. That's what we always teach. It's nice. It's just created this lovely lightness in a quick, speedy service in the salon. There. We've got two pieces now. Okay, but remember, because there's a lot of hair being left out, you're not going to be overdoing it. There's a question here. Why did you put the clay on the top of the face frame, short layer? So you're always working with the haircut. Always working with the haircut. So it's dependent upon the look that you're going for, what the client wants, and what you want to create. So for me, on the short haircut, it was too short, but just only allowed me to just do some surface work. Whereas this bob, the layers are longer, and so I can create more with that. And you see those pieces all work through there now. So it's about following the haircut. And then all we do on this side is repeat. I'll do that one in a minute. I'm just going to go up. There. And you see, we're just going to repeat the same kind of thing. This side, take that big piece. Remember, we're not trying to do a full head here, guys. We're only trying to do a few pieces to incrementally increase our bill, solve some problems maybe with some box colour, and keep the client feeling fresh and modern. These are all things that I do in the salon that work really well for me. I just wanted to sort of share with you the stuff that works for me, that's all. There. We've got two more to go in. Yes, so Blonde Me clay is 1 to 1.5 for me, the ratio, the mixing ratio. I do like that very much. And it gives me the consistency that I want. Gonna take that section there. And again, we're gonna paint. We've got 3 more pieces to do. Take that higher again. Boom. There. And then we just need to put something in here, which I'm going to do now. Don't paint anything underneath, it's literally on the surface, just saturate the ends. That connects that in. And all we have is one more piece, which is just here, which I'm just going to paint really quickly for you, and then I can show you the finished result. Well, not the finished result, but there. Blend it in. This here, just one. So when you think everything's in place, just take a quick look. If you need to put a little one in, just to balance, that's absolutely fine. Now remember what she looked like before? All we've done is we've added some really light pieces to it. You can glaze them to whatever colour you want, and she's got a really strong face frame through there which connects at the parting on both sides, and so that'll give you the brightness that you want. You like that? Cool. Now I've got a list of questions, which is really wanted to talk to you about. Let me take these gloves off. Gosh, it's hot. And now I can see everyone. Hey everyone, how are you? So I hope you enjoyed that. They're just really super quick, super friendly salon techniques that you can use when you go back into the salon, or that you can take and adapt. But I wanted to mention two things. First thing, it's probably three things knowing me. My name's Jack Howard. First thing, when clients come back in and their hair has been not looked after particularly well, it's going to have a little bit of pollution in there maybe they need a detox. Blonde Me Detox. It's a great way of cleansing out old colours that you don't want. It's also a particularly great way to give you half a level of shift on colour, so if somebody's gone a little bit darker, you can do that too. But remember, if you're doing it on coloured hair, obviously you're lifting out, and so you will get a little bit more warmth. So sometimes I do it before the service, sometimes with my blondes I just do it after the service to refresh before I put a fresh Blonde Me toner onto it. It's all part of the keratin restore system that is in the bond enforcing technology, so it matches really nicely with it and it's fantastic. So I wanted to show you that, don't forget it at all. And then there are a couple of things that have come up, and they come up a lot, so I wanted to talk to you about them for you. Can you mix Blonde Me clay with 9 levels? No, you can't. Okay, so 9 levels is blue. It was the first product on the market with bond enforcing technology in it. It can give you up to 9 levels of lift. It's a strong product. I only use it with 7 volt or 20 volt. Clay I use with 30 or 40 volt. If you mix them together, you lose the benefits of both products and they don't work as well together. So Blonde Me 9 is for scalp bleaches, which I desperately need. It's for foil highlights and maybe for paneling work and things like that. Blonde Me clay is for all your freehand work. There's no need to mix them, they sit side by side. The clay was developed to help you give the lift. If you've got a darker base of a level 3 or a 4, who wants a balayage look, it's probably going to be a teasy light or something like that, because you need to have the power. So then I'd go in with my foil techniques and use my 9 volt, my 9 levels, sorry, my 9 levels. And then the development time, I've already said 45 minutes for clay, and check it at 30. And the way you check it is this. Here's one. Now this admittedly has been on there for a long time, but clay dries and all we have to do is go like that, and the top, and you can see the underneath. Do that with gloves though. Obviously this product's dry, but that's a great way to test it out. And that's what another super soft face frame looks like too, so you can really play around, guys. Really play around. And because you can do these at the backwash, at the shampoo area, it's really quick and helpful. We are definitely going to be charging more for colour services going back, because there's PPE, there are all these things, so I am increasing my prices for that. I think it's all up to all of us how we do that, but we've got to take longer to do these surfaces. We're going to get banding, we're going to have all sorts of strange things going on. We're going to need to do virgin long regrowths. We're going to need to do all sorts of things that take more time, so obviously we should pay for it all, charge for it all. I hope you had a great time with me. It's 48 minutes past. I'm really sorry about the technical problems to begin with, but everyone seemed to stay with me. So thank you very much indeed. Blonde Me all the way, as I like to say. I hope you all keep safe. Thank you for joining in, and I hope we answered all your questions for you, or as many as we could. Be safe, paint with passion, paint freely. Bye.